Hey everyone, so today we have a Gundam Converge of a Astray. This is a Converge EX10, frame MBF-PO2, the red frame Astray with the flight unit. And this came out in 2016. And we got some basic stats there, typical Gundam stats I guess, they're just giant robots. There is a blue version, I'll review that one of these days. Okay, I just like the red one more. I remember seeing the model kits of these, like the Master Grade and the Perfect Grade, and they looked awesome, but Perfect Grade's just expensive. But now I actually don't like the red one as much as when it first came out. I don't know why, but I still like it more than the blue. Look at that gum. That's kind of gross. So here's a good old fandom again. It was featured in some sort of manga, Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Astray, and piloted by that character here. And it says here in this thing there are 5 Astray frames, all identical, and they use some sort of like lightweight armor, making them faster. And they have a backpack that can be lowered, so you can take on an additional pack. Alright, so you can pause obviously and read that, or go to the website yourself. Here are the images from that website. Let's get this thing open. Whoa, there's a lot of parts going on here. So I gotta be careful not to cut those little wings. Get this around. This sword here. Oh, cool, there's 2 swords. Or it looks like there's a sword with a sheath on it, a scabbard, and then the exposed sword with the hand on it. Yeah, boy, I'm gonna cut this again. And this one has the actual robot. This is actually a really good EX just based on how many parts there are, which I think is good. These EXs cost a lot more than the standard ones, but obviously, I guess in this case it's worth it because there's a lot more parts than the standard one, like twice as much plastic than a standard one. The antenna, that's a delicate one there. And then there's some instructions here, put it all together. Get all this junk out of here. It does have the stupid foot stand. That might sound like a harsh word, but it really is stupid because it covers up so much of the robot, and the robot usually stands without them, so I think it's stupid. It could have been it could have been an accessory or a cheaper product if it didn't have that silly thing in there. Alright, so you can obviously pause and really take a look at that if you want. I'll just leave it there for now. Let's take this apart and take a look at this figure. Get all the joints broken apart. Decent enough detail on the feet. The feet are like a matte black finish. Up here on the top we have red and a matte red, but then here we have a glossy or like a metallic, I think it's a metallic red, like vent or something. Maybe it's a thruster. Looks like some vent or thruster details on the shins and the feet. Something's going to go there and there. It's a matte white finish primarily. Here's some of that metallic red again. Then we have that dark gray, or it could be black, a light black, I don't know. My photo booth is so bright, so it tends to make the stuff look lighter than it is. And then that red again, and then we have a white neck. So pretty good details there. These little vents here. Yeah, okay. So let's look at this arm here. We have a good paint effort on the red and the white, and then the back of the hand is also white, and it's got a peg, so this left arm can actually move. And really neat, there's actually a tampo print here on the shoulder. I guess that's maybe the logo for the red Astray. Alright, some jet thruster or cooling vents here in the back of that shoulder. Alright, so the peg is on the shoulder. The right side, is there anything printed? No, there is not. But I am now noticing there's that metallic red inside the forearm. Okay, peg holes for shields or guns or something. So look at this. Alright, the back of the head, we got the metallic and the matte finish red. The metallic's really nice. And then look at the top. This is really cool. They painted some black here, you know, going against the matte white. And then here, there's a clear green. That's a translucent green. Very neat how the light bounces around in there. And so the eyes also are translucent, and they're like a light green, but it looks like there's a silver backing and a little bit of detail on that. So then the face has some red and black also painted on there. So that's a lot of paint apps on this one head. Very nice. I'm a fan. Okay. One thing to be mindful is these antennae. They're really brittle. Well, not super brittle. Well, it's gonna break if it drops. It's not that like soft plastic like the body. You know, see here the body is like a PVC, but this I think is like ABS if I had to guess, because that's a cheap plastic. Maybe it's styrene, like model kits. I'm not sure. Oh, look at that. The whole head came off there. So you can see a little bit of the clearness of the eyes and stuff. What I'm trying to do is get this peg here for the antenna in. I gotta wiggle it in there. Well, that is a pretty tight fit. I don't see the need to glue that. I'm not afraid of this falling out. Alright, I'm more afraid of that just falling apart. That was pretty loose. Maybe I'll glue that in place in another day. Alright, so there it is in the basic form. Let's see if the head can move. Well, it's colliding with the back. It's something you saw when I twisted it actually raised up on the peg, see? But you can, you know, get a little left-right movement if you're okay with the gap there. Alright. So far, so good. Let's see. So, this first weapon here, nice silver blade, a little groove in there. Sorry. And then the hand again is red with a white backing, and then the grip here has texture and it's like a gunmetal color. And then we have gold for the hilt and the, what is this thing? I forget. A little shield to keep, I forget what those are called, I apologize. There is also a peg hole on that arm, but maybe we'll have to swap that out later. So there it is in its basic form with a weapon. Another way to do it, we have a rifle, and there's a gunmetal color. And then again, the hand again is painted very well. Very cool. So, yeah, that's nice. And then there was two peg holes here on the side. So this is the katana, or whatever giant sword it is. Oh boy, this thing is really warped. Look at that. The handle actually comes off. I don't know why you would want to have that come off, though. Because who would want to display this without the blade on it? Or, oh, I guess maybe you could just do this. Yeah, never mind, that's why. If you had the actual other hand with the sword in it, then it would be logical that they wouldn't have a handle in it, right? So that's the reasoning. I'm just a little slow. But let's go back to that rifle. Put that thing back on. So I might have to dip this in hot water later to straighten out this giant curvature. Yeah. Alright. There's another hole below it. I'm not sure what that is yet. Hopefully I'll figure it out. Let's try to make this flight suit thing here. Let's put this down for now. So we have a main body of this flight suit here, and it's all matte black and a bunch of peg holes. Nice details and all as usual. Little thrusters there. Would have been nice if those were colored. Alright, so it looks like 5 or 6 things are going to peg into this thing. So first is this. These go into the side. Goes in this orientation. So we have like probably a thruster with this gunmetal, and then black and red on these wings. Oh, those go in the bottom holes. Oh, there's a D shape. I kind of wish there was just a round peg so you could like rotate the thrusters around, but Fusion Works just doesn't want you to have fun. They want it their way. Yeah, those would have been cooler if you could rotate them. But maybe it's the peg length isn't long enough to allow it to rotate reliably. Alright, so there's a right and left wing of some sort here. I'm going gonna guess it's these. Is it marked? It's a nicely molded wing. Look at all the raised surfaces and panel details. So very nice. It's actually not, yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm gonna, oh yeah, there is an R right here. So R goes here. And now that wing is actually canted upward a little bit. I do like that this wing, at least you can rotate the thing around because it is a round peg. So now the left obviously will go here. You could flip-flop them if you want the wings to go downwards. So that's nice. And then I guess these two little red things would be left for... Weird. They gotta go into something. Oh, I see. So this thing has to go on top. It's just a rectangle. And then these red things. This one's labeled R again, so put it on this side here. And it's a round peg, so hopefully you can rotate it a little bit. Or not. I don't know, that one doesn't seem to want to rotate. Let's try the left one. You know, it doesn't seem to want to rotate. But anyways, it's a pretty cool flight jetpack. It's very, very wingy. Got a lot of wings. It could fly on its own, it looks like. Alright, so two big pegs here going into these holes. And let's see. There we go. Oh, so these red things act like a kickstand. So again, oh well, no, actually they're not a kickstand. It's just standing. But those red things aren't even touching the ground, as you can see here. Alright, what is this? Is this just an empty beam saber? It's just a white handle, it looks like. But I can't say I really saw a hand that was open. Oh, I see. So here we have a different backpack, a really basic backpack with a couple of thrusters on it. And, oh, I think this broke off. Look at that. So that's a shame that this is that rigid plastic, because it literally broke off in shipping. So I'll have to crazy glue that later on, but honestly I probably won't even display it with this. Luckily there's another one with a different, what is going on here? Oh, I see. This one goes in the upper with the two pegs. This goes in the lower position because it's got a rectangle. So if you don't want this giant flight pack, I think the intention is this must go in here like that, and then this one goes in here. So it actually has like 4 beam saber handles, or it's supposed to, you know, assuming that was still not broken. So it is nice, it's cool, it looks cool like this, but obviously since it's broken off, I'm just gonna not even do that. But I guess I'll just leave the bottom one on, and then hopefully this will fit over it. It will. Alright, so that's good. And then on this side we have another hand with a shield, and then it looks like this shield has the chassis maybe. There's some sort of text that they attempted to do, but I don't think it turned out very legible. But I like the red paint there on the back side, good details, and then the hand is just casted, but it's painted nicely. Back of the hand is white again. So, alright, small shield action. And then what is this thing? Even more playability. What the heck is this? There's a big round peg there. Where would that go? It's saying it's supposed to go in the front of this. This is a hand, I guess. Alright, so another option here instead of this rifle is a hand with a wacky horizontal beam saber thing. Yeah, and an antenna of some sort. I don't know if this thing flies on its own. I haven't watched the cartoon. Don't really know. But, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Since I haven't seen the cartoon, this doesn't really It just looks kind of weird to me. It's also a completely different gray, which I guess is nice for color contrast, but it doesn't look like it belongs with this robot either. Yeah, I think it would, if it was like gunmetal, that might make more sense. Alright. So I think I prefer my Astray to be more like a ninja, or a samurai, I guess. Maybe that's offensive to samurai. Okay. I'm gonna do it like that. So, displayed like this, you have all these extra bits that you might want to put in a baggie or something like that. So, very cool. Yeah, I was just wondering, you know, there's no actual part that goes into the peg hole on the side here, or it looks like there's two peg holes in this leg, right? There's a tiny one here, and there's a big one here, and then there's also one under this arm. There's also one under this arm. So maybe those holes are meant for the blue Astray, or I also think there's a gold Astray. So yeah, just don't be surprised if you have a bunch of random holes there. Yeah, it makes no indication of plugging those up in the instructions. Alright, since I don't have any other robots from this particular franchise of Gundam, I'm just going to throw out some other random ones. But this is from Gundam Seed Destiny, Aegis, which is number 249 in the Converge lineup. That's a wacky one too, a lot of pointy bits. Speaking of pointy bits, here's the High New, which is number 144, but this is the revived version. So it's basically a re-release of the number 144. Maybe the paint is a little different in color, and it does have a stamping on there as well. And then we have a Perfect Gundam, which is from the Perfect Gundam Zeong set. So the only cartoon I've actually seen is Seed Destiny of these four, and this is, I guess, the antagonist robot. But in the overall scheme of these robots, I would say I like that the least. I think I like this one the most because it's the newest, but I think I like the new Gundam second, and then maybe the Perfect one, and then this last. But that's just my opinion, of course. I will say, you know, as far as technical model making wise, this is definitely the best. It has that clear green thing on the top, and then the eyes are also clear. All these other ones I think have clear eyes, but they don't have this giant clear green thing on its head or helmet or whatever you want to call it on a giant robot. So I like that. And then obviously this just came with a lot of parts because it's an EX. Alright, well, let's get these other guys out of here. It didn't come with the stand. In case you missed it, I just put it on from an extra figure I had. Thanks for watching today. I'll see you in the next Converge video.